my days. I am back with some more MMA content. I'm ready to kill everybody. I'm ready to kill everybody. Anyone who understands and follows MMA will know that will be a Khamzat Chimaev impression right there. So Dana White, Dana has just announced on his Instagram that Robert Whittaker is set to face Khamzat Chimaev on June the 22nd in Saudi Arabia, of all places. Oh, friggin' hell. Why Saudi Arabia? The worst crowds known to man. Everyone just sits there like that. Alhamdulillah. And no one ever cheers and gets into the fight. And for those of you that sit there and say in the comments, oh, how dare you disrespect my God. You're disrespecting my religion. I'm not disrespecting your religion. I'm just disrespecting the fact that the crowd in Saudi Arabia don't get into the fights. It feels like them Saudi Arabia crowds, everyone just goes just to say that they've went. So I believe this Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev fight is going to be greatly underappreciated by the crowd. I think it's going to be appreciated by us people at home, the audience, the pay-per-view buyers, but not the audience. And also comment down below, boys, if you want me to start doing some live streams again, watching these fights live, doing a bit of a fight companion, because I want to get back into it. It's just me sleep's being absolutely messed up the last few months, and staying up till 6 a.m. being from the UK is an absolute nightmare. So now that I'm starting to get there gradually, my health's getting a bit better, I'm getting better sleep, I'll do one of the fight companions again, and something like this would be sick, because I think in Saudi Arabia as well, the fights are on at like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. UK time, so I will definitely live stream this. Anyway, Dana White has came through with this card, okay, because we've had a few little lackluster cards here and there, but he's absolutely smashed it out the park with the matchmaking. So for those of you that don't know much about MMA and you're trying to get into it, I'll do my best to give you the rundown of everyone who's fighting on this card. I've been slacking on my MMA content a bit recently, probably just because it gets less exposure, less of you watch it. But if you do like this content, drop it a like to see more of it. Right, let's see what Dana White's saying.
Here with another announcement. On Saturday, June 22nd, we'll be going to Saudi Arabia. Our first fight in the kingdom will be a fight night that will air live and free on...
Oh, damn. Do you know what? I've only just realised this is a fight night. This isn't even a pay-per-view. Damn. And I've just seen the comments right there. Someone said they put Rob and Khamzat on a fight night card. Now I actually feel a little bit offended. I think it deserves to be on a fight night being in Saudi Arabia, just because I don't think the environment and the audience is going to suit a pay-per-view. You need big events with a lot of energy for the pay-per-views, and Saudi Arabia just don't bring that energy. But I can't believe the disrespect of actually putting them on a fight night card. Robert Whittaker should not be headlining a fight night. Maybe Khamzat just due to the inactivity, but this fight is meant to be for the top contender spot. So the winner of this fight is going to fight the champion, Dricus du Plessis. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's listen.
On ABC, and the main event will be former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker versus 13-0 undefeated Khamzat Chimaev to see who will be the #1 contender for the UFC middleweight championship.
There we go. #1 contender, middleweight championship. Look at these two specimens. No homo. Right, okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, Robert Whittaker, been around for ages. He's like one of these fighters who you think is about 45 just because of how long he's been around, and he's always been in the mix. He's always in the top 3. He started off his career at welterweight and then he moved up to middleweight. When he moved up to middleweight, he went on a crazy run, just slaying everyone. People like Jacare Sosa, Yoel Romero twice, and he's been champion at middleweight. He's had 2 great fights with Israel Adesanya. He's pretty much beat the best there is, and he's kind of still in his prime. You could argue he's getting better. Yeah, his last fight was against Paulo Costa, and he looked really good in that fight. And Khamzat Chimaev is undefeated. He's just absolutely ruthless. He's more of a wrestler, but he's still got power in his hands. He's just relentless, pushes forward, crazy pressure. But Robert Whittaker's got really good takedown defense. That's why this fight is going to be very interesting, boys. Robert Whittaker is more of a technician. Khamzat Chimaev is just... he's like a bulldog or a pit bull. He just pushes forward, or a bear, a grizzly bear, whatever animal you want to liken him to. He basically just doesn't stop. And we'll do an early prediction at the end of this video, but let's just watch the rest of this first.
The co-main event, the #3 ranked knockout artist Sergey Pavlovich versus the #6 ranked Alexander Volkov.
Ooh, that's going to be a banger. So we know Sergey Pavlovich, the polar bear. So for my UK fans, Tom Aspinall beat Sergey Pavlovich to get the heavyweight title. How many months ago was that? A few months ago anyway, and that's what propelled Tom Aspinall to the top and really accelerated his star power. Just the way he defeated Sergey Pavlovich was just violent. The speed that Tom Aspinall has. Anyway, it's not about Tom. Sergey Pavlovich is still an absolute beast. They don't just call him a polar bear for no reason. He's got a big square head and he looks like a polar bear. That being said, Volkov, he's like 6'7", is he? Or yeah, 6'7". Dead long jabs, super long arms, really good kickboxing, but I still believe that Sergey Pavlovich can get this done just because of the power that he possesses. Volkov still gets hit. He was KO'd by Derek Lewis all those years ago. Now, granted, Volkov has got better since then, but if Derek Lewis can KO Volkov and Sergey Pavlovich can KO Derek Lewis, then Sergey can lay his hands on Volkov and put him to sleep. Now, MMA math doesn't really work like that, but whatever. I'm going with Sergey.
Also, Kevin Gastelum will be taking on Daniel Rodriguez. We've got Johnny Walker.
Okay, that Kelvin Gastelum fight is going to be an absolute banger. Most people might not know who that Daniel Rodriguez is. I remember seeing him in like one of his first UFC fights and thinking, damn, he's a dog. If he keeps going like this, he's going to make his way to the top. Now, he's kind of plateaued a little bit. He's got to like the middle of the ranks. Like, what is he, like ranked 15 or something? I don't even know if he is ranked. Probably like ranked 17. And he's kind of plateaued slightly. But this will be an absolute banger of a fight because Kelvin Gastelum, it's a tough one because he almost beat Israel Adesanya for the title all those years ago. And I feel like when the pressure is on Kelvin, that's when he comes to light. That's when he really shines. But all these middle of the road type fights where there's nothing really on the line, it doesn't propel you towards a title shot or anything like that, or fighters pick him apart from the outside, he never does good in. Kelvin needs that dog to be brought out of him. And if there's anyone to do that, it's this Daniel Rodriguez. He's just a tattooed Mexican lad. I think he's Mexican anyway. If not, he looks Mexican or he's Mexican-American. And if not, I'm assigning that to him. The Mexican-looking Daniel Rodriguez, and he's got a Mexican second name, has got that dog in him. And he should bring out that dog in Kelvin Gastelum. I don't know who I'm going to take in that fight, but I can most likely predict that fight's going to be brilliant. Then we got Johnny Walker versus who?
Versus Volkan Ozdemir.
Oh, yeah, Volkan Ozdemir. Ooh, that'll be a good fight. Now, Johnny Walker is a little bit chinny, and I do believe Ozdemir, or however you pronounce his name, Ozdemir, I feel like he can be a little bit chinny as well. I actually believe that fight is going to be a stalemate. I believe both fighters are going to be quite tentative. These are my super early predictions. Then we've got the one-eyed Cyclops, inbred Dagestani.
Undefeated 12-0 Shara Bullet versus Ior Potiera, who has 15 of his 20 wins coming by first round finish. This card is going to be bad.
Okay, so I don't know that second guy. Let's just actually see where are we? So we got Megomedov versus Potiera. Yeah, I don't know this Potiera guy. He's defeated Shogun, but I can't recall seeing that fight.
Badass from top to bottom. It's going to be historic. It's our first ever show from the Kingdom. Tickets go on sale soon, so make your plans for UFC Saudi Arabia, June 22nd, live and free on ABC.
Woo! Okay, I'm going to be streaming this June 22nd. Right, so this middleweight fight, let's go to the middleweight rankings. Here we go. Let me pull us over slightly. There we go. We got Dricus du Plessis in the championship position right there. What does this title fight mean for the rest of the division? Sorry, it's not a title fight. This main card fight mean for the title fight and the rest of the division. So we've got Dracus at the top. We got Sean Strickland's first. We got Israel Adesanya. Then we got Robert Whittaker. And where's Khamzat? He's right down at the 11th position. Now, Robert is taking a risk fighting Khamzat because if Khamzat defeats Robert, then he's going to take his place. Obviously, Robert isn't going to get knocked right down to 11. He'll go to number 4. But still, Robert's taking a massive risk, although Rob knows that this is a big fight for him. Khamzat, the amount of noise that he's made, everyone knows that Khamzat is going to work his way up these rankings. Like, will he become the champion? I don't know. I'm starting to believe that I don't think he will. I just think his gas tank isn't fit for championship status. I believe du Plessis would actually defeat Khamzat. Controversial opinion, maybe so. So the thing is, if Rob wins this fight, he's going to get a shot at the title with du Plessis for the rematch, which kind of leaves Sean Strickland in limbo a little bit, because who's he going to fight? Jared Cannonier, you could do. Marvin Vettori. I guess Jared Cannonier would make most sense because Jared actually beat Sean Strickland in their fight previously, and it was quite a close fight. I know Shaun protested the decision of that fight a little bit, so that could be an interesting rematch. But Dana White's confirmed that the winner of this Khamzat and Robert Whittaker fight is going to jump into the title contention picture to face Dricus du Plessis. Right, let's see. All right, so here's Rob talking about the fight announcement.
Literally, so I teased that I was training hard for something in the intro of last episode. And within that episode, Dana White announced my fight against Khamzat Chimaev on June 22nd in Saudi Arabia.
Did Rob just call him Hazmat? I think he did.
Against Khamzat Chimaev.
Hazmat Suit Chimaev. That's funny, that.
On June 22nd in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be a contender fight, and it's 5-round main event. So, yeah.
Dude, I'm so stoked for you.
Ooh, let me just interrupt there as well. That's something that I forgot to mention. It's a 5-rounder. Khamzat had cardio issues against Kamaru Usman. And Kamaru, I think, only had less than a week's notice when them two fought. But Khamzat was struggling cardio-wise against Kamaru Usman, who's got bad knees, he's past his prime, he's coming off losses, and he had no notice. And Usman give Khamzat a few problems in that fight. So how do we think Khamzat's going to do against a prime, hungry Robert Whittaker? I think Rob will get this, you know.
And I do understand that the task at hand is it's going to be hard, and I'm going to be grinding my ass off this camp. And I'm looking forward to it, because it's a good thing. After last fight, I didn't have any injuries. The body's good. They offered me the fight. I fought 4 or 5 weeks ago at this point. Mate, I'm ready. Just give me another one. I'm in a great headspace to take another hard fight.
That's what I want to hear from Rob. We know that Rob's had a few mental adversities in the past. He's got burned out before, but we know that when Rob says he's in a good mental headspace, that he usually does well. We've seen him in that Paulo Costa fight. He looked sharp. Okay, Paulo Costa had his moments as well, and it was a fairly close fight, but Rob got the unanimous decision, and it seems like Rob's coming in fairly confident here.
Looking forward to it. Like, every hard fight pushes my skills to that next level, and this gets me in line to get the belt back. And
that's it. Rob's always motivated by the path to the belt. He doesn't care who he has to face. If there's a path towards the belt, that's when he's most motivated.
What was your kind of thought process taking a fight on I'm not going to call it such short notice. We've seen many more, short notice fights. But what was your thought process going around?
Well, obviously it's like a bit of a shock because it comes out of nowhere. I would have assumed UFC were going to hold me in the ranks until for the Australia card in August, which is kind of what I was preparing for. But I'm happy. UFC have given me this boon, and mate, this is my path to the title. This is the way I earn money for my kids. And to be able to do that so close, like I said in a lot of other episodes as well, I want to increase my activity, God willing, and my body's healthy. There's no reason why I shouldn't take this fight. Like, what else am I going to be doing?
Right, so there you have it. Very interesting. I'm excited to watch this. This is going to be so sick. Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. The questions that must be answered. Has Khamzat, as Robert Whittaker says, fixed the cardio and conditioning issues when he's going into those later rounds? And has Robert Whittaker got the takedown defense in order to be able to keep Khamzat off him? Now, Robert Whittaker, although he's not known for his wrestling, he has got really superb takedown defense. He's got really good hips, good dexterity, good explosiveness. He's almost like a cat. He's hard to keep down. That being said, has he faced anyone with the wrestling credentials and the wrestling skill of Khamzat? Well, yeah, kind of. Yoel Romero. But Yoel Romero didn't even really try to wrestle Robert Whittaker. He did a little bit here and there. So these are the questions that are going to be answered. I'm definitely going to live stream this one. This is going to be so good. And it's at a reasonable time as well. So I'm very excited for this. What are your guys' early predictions down below in the comments? And also, if you've watched me last couple videos, as you know, this year, I'm going to be getting back into great athletic fighters shape again. Getting me physique back, building muscle again. And I'm potentially going to be launching an app. I haven't announced this anywhere else apart from YouTube channel. But if you're interested in the developments of the app, it's going to be fitness and fighting based, then join my newsletter below. I'm not going to spam you, and I'll just keep you updated with it all. If you like MMA, boxing, fitness, self-development type content, then drop me a subscribe because we upload every single day, and like this video. Okay, see you tomorrow.